Good morning, good morning. It's great to stay up late. Good morning to you and you and you and you. Ellery Jones, Vlogmas from 2018 popped up on my YouTube last night, so I ended up watching a few of the vlogs again. I keep getting them popping up for me as well. I see you're all talking about I'm a Celebrity. We haven't even started it this year, and in previous years we've got quite excited about it. And if I was going to get excited about it at all, I'd have got excited about Richard Madeley. And now he's not there. Jackie Valino, you love the gingerbread men too. Are you talking about our gingerbread men? I'm trying to find the gingerbread men. I hope they make an appearance this what's it called? Vlogmas. Morning, Philippa Marley, Saab Turbo, Stacey Randall, hope you're well, Suzanne Pruitt, Steph Coleman, Lucy Burns, Sarah Perlmutter, Jenny Scam. Thank you to everyone who's already donated to the cause Young Minds. Brilliant, it's just fantastic, great cause. Nikki Burton, Remay W. If you haven't, the link should be below this film. Let me have a look. Yeah, there it is. Donna Pearson, look at all that sun on this cloudy, miserable, but I love a miserable Friday. Hashtag, we do swear here for anyone who's not. Hashtag fuck Friday. Hashtag fuck off everyone Friday. That's my new one. Hashtag fuck off everyone Friday. Not really everyone, but just people who come run around going, does anyone else's heart sink when someone says, this is going to be so much fun? Does your heart sink? Mine does. My heart really sinks when I hear people say, this is going to be so much fun. I kind of can trust that it's not going to be so much fun. Hashtag fuck Friday, Remay W. Give us your most expletive hashtags. Give us your frustrated hashtags. If you could write any hashtag and you wish that people picked it up, what would it be? Would it be Throwback Thursday? Would it be Flashback Friday? Would it be Fuckback Friday? Or would it be, I don't know, false as fuck, Melanie Morrison. There you go. Hashtag false as fuck. Hashtag F. Yeah, I just want to tell them to F off. Yeah, it's not because you can't have fun, but I think the best fun is the fun you hit upon, isn't it? The best fun is when you inadvertently have fun. There is a spirit level next to me, behind me in shot, because I've been measuring my spirit, balancing out my spirit. Thirsty Hitch Thursday. Thirsty Hitch Thursday, Love Connection. That's interesting. Thirsty Hitch Thursday. Throwback Thirsty Hitch. I'm trying to work that one out. Hi Mark, just off nights. Well done, Ellen. Morning, Mark. Hope you're well. Elijah's well done. Raspberry Mojito Girl, 1982. Russ Souch. Morning hugs. Morning, Russ, if you're there. James Flanagan, good morning. Fuckety Fuck Fuck Friday, says Bex Barrett. Love Connection, bitch. Oh, I see, sorry. My father-in-law's, oh, that's good news, Donna Pearson. That's really good news about your father-in-law. Ellery Jones, hashtag bog off. Hashtag fuck it's Friday, Carl Mitchell. Who remembers TFI Friday? Thank fuck it's Friday. Do you remember the Chris Evans show? Was that the one? No, that's the one where they were in a studio, wasn't it? Ding, 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 ding. I liked all that sort of stuff. I thought those shows were really inventive. I thought they pushed the envelope on program making. Did anyone like that? Or The Big Breakfast? Or Don't Forget Your Toothbrush. Do you remember that one? Don't forget your toothbrush. And if you forgot your toothbrush, you were a bit screwed. Dixon Summit, pull your duvet up, settle in. You're going to be with us for 25 minutes or so. Morning, Remay W. Sarah Perlmutter, I was once in the audience. Yeah, it used to be filmed down at the Riverside, didn't it, by Hammersmith Bridge. Time for a rhyme, personalised poetry. Kirsty Wilson, just got here, just listened to Will Smith audiobook. I love him. Also, Jimmy Carr, never realised how insightful he was. I used to work with Jimmy Carr's wife. Near the end of my teaching degree, and I want my dissertation to fuck off, LED. Yeah, I'm working my way through learning assessments for every lesson that I've done and a 3,000-word essay. And yeah, it's weird going back to college. The Big Breakfast with Denise Van Houten. I love Denise on that. I love Johnny Vaughan. I mean, I like Chris Evans, but I really like Johnny Vaughan. Part of it, I loved his puntastic. He'd read the headlines and he'd talk like that. And he'd be just like, oh yeah, look at this. Oh God, yeah. And he was just like full of vim and vigor. I hope he was only full of vim and vigour. I think you know what I'm saying there. Let me just clean my glasses. Can't see a thing without them. I can actually. I can if I do that. Can you exercise your eyes without, well, just by not wearing your glasses? I think I fancy Johnny Vaughan a little bit, Laurel Nichols. Toffee just looks like my dog Beebs. She's been wearing a donut almost as long. I know, well, it's coming off. Fortunately, the skin irritation has stopped, but we are now inserting some Canesten for dogs into her ears because she has a bit of a yeast infection in her ear lug holes. I love that. Why are they called lug holes? Get this in your lug hole. Can you hear it in your... What's wrong with your lug holes? When are the Christmas vlogs starting, Mark? Can't wait. December the 1st. Like an advent calendar. Bang on December the 1st. But instead of opening the door and getting lots of lovely gooey chocolates or a really pointless toy, or I actually used to get most excited as a kid about the ones where you just pulled open the door and there was just a photograph of like a manger or a king with myrrh. Meh. That's what I was most excited about. But with Vlogmas, it's like an advent calendar where you keep opening our door, essentially, into total madness. But we are curating it a bit more this year because we can. We're making sure that there's all sorts of bits and bobs in there, that all the usual characters are in there. Maddie's not going to be in it, but she's going to be off camera. She's always very, very acerbic, isn't she, in her observations? So yeah, I just, you know, get excited about Vlogmas, get excited about Christmas. Let's just get excited, you know, regardless. Yes, that's the, I've just remembered last year's Vlogmas when Nadia almost had an accident in a bag for life while shopping in Sainsbury's. Was that last year? I must make sure that, you know, she has a bag for life with her every time she goes to the shops. Faith Goodman, hope Teddy had a better night last night, sending gentle healing hugs. He did, thank you very much. I've seen footage of him eating. He's very, very tired. He's very, very tired. But if his appetite's back, then surely his spirit is back. Nikki Burton, Nadia turning the tree lights on. So we've got all sorts of things coming. And I was looking through a couple of very off-beam and strange things to do. I mean, for example, I think me and Nanny Di are going to go down the Portobello Market Christmas Market and have a little stroll down memory lane. Just little things like that. And Lisa's coming for taste tests, and Dina's going to be cooking nut roasts. All this kind of stuff to come. It's going to be a cornucopia of chaos and joy and Christmas cheer. And also on the members area, we're of course going to be, and I hope Teddy is better for this, we're going to be as an Advent special, where every day we're going to be dropping a read of a book, a Christmas story or a Christmas tale in there. Yeah, Nanny Di might do one too. So yeah, all good. Are you and Nadia talking yet, Angie Knowles? Not really. No, we've stopped talking. You probably sensed that from How to Stay Married. If you haven't watched our How to Stay Married, it was quite an intriguing one. Sometimes, look, here's the thing. I go into some of those not really knowing what the hell we're talking about. So the fact that I get to the end still married is quite an achievement. Fiona Cromer. I didn't even know Westlife still existed. Westlife on Loose today. I know. When Nadia said it, I was like, who? Trevor and Simon, Jenny Scam. We can't wait. Anyway, so do we turn our heads to the news? To the news. Oh my Lord. Okay. What do you think the first word I'm going to say is about the news today? What's going to be the first word I say about the news? Minky Moo, so fucking fed up with stuff. I just want to feel relaxed and not feel like I'm going to be ambushed by fucking corona everywhere. Yeah. What do you think? Yeah. What do you think I'm going to say? What's going to be my first words? Just checking there's no other variant, or even Botswana. Isn't it weird how with this corona thing, we start to talk about parts of the world really oddly. So people in Botswana will have heard of Kent. And here we've heard of Botswana. Okay. Give us your first word to describe your emotions about hearing about this variant. Just hit the word, just write the first word that comes into your head. It might be croissant. It might be pain au chocolat. It might be avocado. I don't know. Depressed, Mrs. PD, Mickey Moo, depressed. Scared, Natalie Prince. Tired, Good Thinking TV. Defeated, Epsington. Groundhog, did someone say there? Groundhog? Yeah, Lucy Williams. Fuck, Happy Birthday Me, 1985. Joe Green, Over It. Marcia Tom's Terrified. Fed Up, there's two. Emma McDonald. There's two, as in two variants. Melanie Morrison, Gutted. Julia Walker, it's been a while since I was here. Oh, I see, in terms of here, sorry. Julie Evans, oh fucking hell, Scaremongering, Saab Turbo. Donna Clark, Cryptocurrency. This is never going to end unless the whole world is vaccinated, Russ Souch, and on the same page. Yeah, I think we are reaping the, well, not rewards, but reaping the terrible sort of backfire, if you like, of what happens if parts or corners of the world don't hit the same level of vaccination as we do. I mean, there were bits of good news yesterday. One thing that John Campbell was talking about is apparently the reason or the believed or suggested reason why we are doing so much better than the rest of Europe isn't just to do with our level of vaccination uptake, but it's also the AstraZeneca vaccine seems to give longer term protection, affects the T cells and all that kind of stuff. So I think on one level we can be a little bit smug, though we shouldn't be. But when in the face of so many people sort of knocking the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine, I think maybe we can be a little bit smug. But what do we think? Flight landed at London Heathrow from Cape Town this morning, Faith Goodman. Yeah, what do we think? I mean, do you remember there was always that suggestion that the government moved too slowly when it came to, you know, closing our borders, stopping flights from certain areas. Faith Goodman says a flight has already landed at London Heathrow from Cape Town this morning. I believe flights are stopping from noon today. And I wonder whether that's just a logistical thing, you know, or should it have just happened straight away? What do you think, guys? Do you think 12 today is okay, or it should be earlier? Let's put okay or earlier. Say okay, or Julie Neary too slow again. Katie Fenton from Noon. Do you think there's a rush now from South Africa and the countries that are about to go on the red list? Epsington, I was just about to mention that. They have just reported a case in Israel. And because in Botswana and these earlier, you do believe it should have been immediate, presumably. I mean, you know, I suppose you can always say why, we can always be critical of the government because they never move fast enough. But as soon as you hear the news, you should, I believe, you should enact it, no? Enact it straight away. Now, whilst it's worrying, of course, that it's hit Israel, Israel is a heavily vaccinated country. So I think we're going to see firsthand quite quickly the extent to which this new variant can spread. This new variant, SHAPS and the government and Javid are saying that it is the most significant variant yet. I'm curious to know whether when they say that, do they mean that it's more significant than the original coronavirus? Because if it is, that really is a cause for concern. So Britain said on Friday that a newly identified coronavirus variant was considered by scientists to be the most significant one yet found, and so it needed to ascertain whether or not it made vaccines ineffective. There's been a ban on flights enacted from South Africa, Namibia, Botswana, Zimbabwe, Lesotho and Eswatini. Not heard of Eswatini. You know, I'm curious to know whether there's now going to be a ban on flights from Israel. I mean, I wonder how many who thinks there should be a ban on flights from Israel? Not surprisingly, on the stock market, every single travel airline and everything has completely tanked on the news. I mean, the stock markets are going absolutely ballistic, but and that's usually a barometer, isn't it, of global fear. Ban flights everywhere, Gabrielle. Julie Everts, yes, Ellen. Do we ban flights to and from Israel? Yes. Do we have to have a zero tolerance as soon as we hear one case of this emerges? I think we need to ban all travel, Russ. That's exactly what Nadia said this morning. She believes the same thing, Russ. Ban all flights straight away. There are cases in Hong Kong too, Faith, yeah. It would have to be... Linda Williams, it would have to be more significant variant. It can't just be another variant. Well, this is it, isn't it? This is where we need some intel. We need some detail on this. So can we get the British genome? But we don't want to wait for it to come here before our genome team get to work on it, do we? Let's get our genome team over to Botswana and get them analysing it kind of quickly. Mandy Wilson, we are an island, ban all flights now. Who's feeling a sense of deja vu? Morning, Edward Bevington. Morning, dude. Who's feeling a sense of deja vu? Unfortunately, Melanie Williams says, by the time you find out how severe it is, it's already too late. How long have they known before the media reported it, Abby Reid? That's a good question. I mean, I think the media is quite quick off the mark, isn't it, to get these sort of petrifying... I mean, we talked about this yesterday, and we talked about it from the perspective of it being, you know, is it a bit of clickbait? You know, it could still be clickbait. Who knows? But I mean, the WHO and the British government are concerned. So I think we have to listen to that. Lucy Williams, I hope it was quick enough this time. They have the genome info already, says Minky Moo, and out of that, this level of concern is coming. It will end up coming here, David Shields. Our travel restrictions won't be strict enough. Epsington, just feeling weariness at having to step up the protection again around vulnerable loved ones. I mean, just wear a mask, guys. Wear a mask, wash your hands. It's just worth doing it yet again. I mean, if I was the government, I would double down on that advice again today, as well as blocking flights. I would say, okay, guys, come on, let's wear masks and all the rest of it. It's got something like 32 mutations on the spike protein, hasn't it, or something ludicrous. It's quite a vast number of things. Bobby Ward, like with everything, it will arrive here. So I mean, you know, so that is the biggest story of the day, and this is rocking things around the world. It really is. I'm just pulling up my headliney thing. Just 1 second, and yeah, it's. So I'm just checking. Yeah, Israel is the. Yeah, Israel. New COVID variant is the most significant. No new variant cases in the UK as yet. Now, the other problem, of course, with the, they've got the genome perhaps, but the testing isn't vast in these other countries. So the extent to which it's already spread within South Africa is the moot point. So I personally also think the government needs to be catching up with anyone who's flown from these countries in the past 2 to 3 weeks. Do you think 3 to 4 weeks perhaps? Go through all of the airline details, follow them all up, find them all, test them all. That's what I'd be doing. So there we go. So a little bit squeaky bum moment there, as we call it. A bit of a squeaky bum moment. Has anyone else got a squeaky bum about this? I've got a squeaky bum. Always have. Squeaky bum moment. What do you think? How do you think this is going to play out, guys? Last 6 weeks, Mika Mack, you think they should check on people who've flown in for the last 6 weeks? Very squeaky Epsington, sort of. That kind of squeaky bum. My advice would be wear a mask in all crowded areas, transport and everything, though today that's difficult because there's an enormous tube strike. Wear a mask, close flights, don't travel to other countries, and wash your hands and do all of that business. Really, that's all I can say. Wash your hands and ventilation, absolutely, Nicole Marcella. Steph B, plan B quick. Yeah, and I think if plan B is just about saying, you know, wear wear masks and what have you, then just do it, just say it, come on, just in time for Christmas. Who thinks that this is some major part of a huge conspiracy theory by the Lord Mekon-like God, Bill Gates, to control us all through mind thought and make us all play basketball every Friday with our mothers' heads? Who thinks it could be that? Anyone here signing up to the old conspiracy theory that this has come just in time for... This is the Grinch that stole Christmas? I mean, I wonder if they're going to start making the photos of the virus green so that it looks like the Grinch that stole Christmas. Jay Hurst, do you think? I think possibly Bill Gates wants us all to play basketball with the heads of our mothers. Maybe, shadow my life. I'm starting to bloody wonder. It's just the timing, isn't it? I mean, I'm not suggesting for a minute that Bill Gates is the Mekon. If anyone knows Eagle magazine, you'll know the Mekon. But it does seem a bit odd, doesn't it? Does it? I mean, I am joshing. I'm joshing. It's just, I think it's all just, you know, sometimes I think to myself, you know what? I'd really like to be abducted by aliens. I really would. I really would like to be abducted by aliens. So, old Boris Johnson with the migrant crisis issued his 5-point suggestions to France in an open letter, and France has gone spitting mad about this. We did talk about this yesterday. Hi, Tim. We talked about this yesterday. What do you think of, I'm going to ask you again, is this really France's responsibility? Is it France's responsibility? Because presumably, France is dealing with the same influx of migrants on the Italian border, I'd have thought, because a lot of them are coming up through Italy, Malta, Italy. So that's their front line. Surely the border looking is, I tell you what it's like. It's like deciding who has responsibility for which fence in a garden. Do you know what I mean? It's like saying, no, it's always the left-hand fence. What is that, by the way? When you're looking down your garden, is it you have responsibility for the left or the right? It's a bit like that. So if migration is happening principally from the south, of course it isn't just, but principally from the south, France it's incumbent on France to deal with those migrants coming over their southern border, control them, and etc. Then presumably we have to take responsibility at some point for a border, don't we? And presumably that's the south border, the coast. France can't be, or should they? I don't know. I mean, I'm asking the question. What do you think, guys? But anyway, Boris in classic fashion issued this 5-prong attack rather than it being a diplomatic conversation where they brokered a deal and came to an agreement. He just plonked the letter out there. Now France has actually said, we don't want fucking Priti Patel to come in. Blimey, I wonder how Priti feels. Pretty awful, I'd have thought. Reem AW, this is all countries concerned. France just cancelled Bojo's meeting, absolutely. And I think Priti was at the forefront. She's been told, go back, Priti. I heard someone on the radio yesterday saying Priti just keeps coming up with ideas, but none of them are realistic. I mean, do you remember migrant camps in Rwanda or Albania? And then Albania picked up the phone and said, this is complete nonsense. We haven't spoken to you. I don't blame, who blames France? Who holds, come on, I mean, look, we're a rainbow of opinions here, contrary to what some think, but let's build a wall, Tim. Let's just build a wall, a great big wall, a wall along the south coast. There is a great book, Tim, check it out, The Wall. Check it out if you want a really scary story of the future of migration. Is Boris a real person or just a pillowcase full of custard creams and delusions? James Flanagan. I don't know, but that's a beautifully poetic description. Brenda M, oh my God, that new variant. Yeah, we've just kind of been talking about that, unfortunately, Brenda. Who thinks it's who blames France? The news that said that in places like Iraq, money is paid for the boats and not in France. It's too late by the time they get to France, says Faith Goodman. That's an interesting point. Every disaster is caused by conservatives, Robert Barnier. Boris needs to remember migrants are people, not numbers. Yes. But the French are really, you know, the French have said no. The French have said no. And their fishermen are now going to blockade Calais. So we've got all-out fish. In fact, blockading is becoming the new, it's very 2021, isn't it? A blockade. You know, we had Extinction Rebellion blockading the M25. We've got the French fishermen blockading Calais. And today we've got Extinction Rebellion are blockading Black Friday. How's about that? Now, I said to Nads this morning, if Extinction Rebellion had started their campaign by blockading companies like Amazon, I think they would have the sympathy, empathy, and support of the vast majority of people in the country. Do you agree? Instead of hitting ordinary people on motorways. It feels like the right memo kind of got into their inbox a bit too late. But maybe they don't have inboxes because they don't use tech, because it burns up the planet. I mean, I'm not being facetious here. I genuinely just think that if they'd gone about this, in this fashion, blockading business, you know, huge businesses, it would have been a better way to start, right? Would you agree? Does anyone agree? Saab Turbo, the French elapse on their side. Edward Bevington, 54 million is a lot of francs. Allegedly, that's the amount that's being paid to France, isn't it? This is just an overhang from the French discussion. I blame the countries, mainly the UK, for invading their countries in the first place and causing devastation, says Good Thinking TV. Why do we have Black Friday? Well, Black Friday, someone was saying, interestingly, is from when companies went from being in the red to being in the black from, I think, 1897. I mean, it stems all the way back. So Black Friday is the idea that you encourage companies to once again be in the black. But there was a campaign, I think 2 days ago, that was started abortively to stop it because it was considered racist, until they realised that actually it wasn't a race topic. It was about equity, in a sense. It's about saving the human race, Marcia Toms. The planet will repair and evolve. Yeah, I mean, if, say, COVID was, say in the worst case scenario, COVID ran ragged through the world and we were all removed, the world would still be here. That tree over there would still be there. Do you know what I mean? The tree that I looked at the other day in the park would still be there. Sandra Lupson, why is John Campbell putting lots of anti-vax stuff out and scary info re-vaccinations causing heart problems? I thought he was pro-vaccinations. Sandra, he is pro-vaccination, incredibly pro-vaccinations, but it's the grey area, isn't it? It's not just if you have a query or a criticism or a concern, it doesn't mean you're anti it. I think he's done a good job of prodding things where necessary. And I think in order to avoid heart problems, his suggestion is that vaccinations need to be applied more carefully. I mean, I'm not as intimate with the inner sanctum of John Campbell's head or pants in the way that Nadia is. But yeah, I don't think he certainly isn't anti-vax. I'm waiting for his news update on Botswana variant. I mean, I really am. John Campbell is finally being balanced, I hear you say. So yeah, so Extinction Rebellion, just to give you the detail on that story, have staging protests at Amazon warehouses across the country on Black Friday. It's targeting 15 Amazon sites in Manchester, Newcastle, Bristol, Milton Keynes, and they've done it on a day which is obviously one of the biggest for retail. They are sticking themselves to things. They're putting banners everywhere. They're trying to get in the way of the trucks that are coming out to deliver really urgent things to people. I'm being facetious when I say urgent. I'm just going back to the live feed from PA News just to see if there's any other news on the COVID variant. Guys, it's Friday. It's hashtag fuck off Friday. Hashtag fucking Edward Bevington, Extinction Rebellion affecting people's, where have you gone? People's mental health won't go well. Do you agree though that if they'd done it this way, hitting Amazon rather than hitting the M25, it would have served their cause better? Another tragic story of a girl, 12, being killed during a city centre row in Liverpool. They've arrested 4 boys, but yeah, just another story. And a man has been charged with the murder of Bobby Ann McLeod, the young lady who went missing in Plymouth. It's good that they're picking these people up, but it's just shocking and frightening. I mean, you know, stabbings. There was another stabbing yesterday, I think, in London, in Hounslow, maybe. It's just really, it's so, you can't get an idea of how bad it is in London with stabbings and gun crime and knife crime. I mean, the number of deaths that are happening this year is just astonishing. I don't know what the exact numbers are, but they're higher than most other times by this time of year. And for any Londoners, of course, there's a huge driver walkout as it hits as 5 tube. Did anyone else see the story yesterday where Transport for London could go bankrupt and they'll have to close a complete tube line? They're talking about closing completely the Jubilee, the Bakerloo, or the Overground line. Can you believe that? because the government won't bail them out. But the government will bail out Bulb, or whatever the name of that, you know. Weekly news. Should we do the quiz? Should we do the quiz of the week? Should we do quiz of the week? Come on. If you don't fancy it, head elsewhere. See you later for something. Something will land on the channel. Weekly news quiz. Let's do it. Let's see who can get, and you've got to be honest here. Let's see who can get 7 out of 7. And we'll know if you're lying. We know if you're lying. There's an element of YouTube that allows us to know when you're lying. Okay? Yeah, no, absolutely. The Liverpool girl we just mentioned. So, pen and paper at the ready. Say yes if you've got pen and paper ready, or maybe a mobile phone, or maybe, I don't know, maybe you're just writing it with a pencil on your dog's forehead. That's fine. Isn't it, dogs? Yeah. I won't, but I'll try. Okay, Edward Bevington, I've got a great poker face. If you like poker, check out The Card Counter. It's an interesting film. We'll review it, but I don't think many people would be interested. Okay, so question 1. Are we ready? Boris Johnson enjoyed a trip to Peppa Pig World so much, he told business leaders about it in a speech. But what wasn't among the things the Prime Minister liked about the theme park? What wasn't among the things the Prime Minister liked about the theme park? Answers are 1, mass transit systems, 2, rides that go or very safe streets. What of those wasn't among the things the Prime Minister liked about the theme park? A, mass transit systems, B, rides that go and very safe streets, or very safe streets. Which do you think it is? 3, number 2, or B. Lots of you saying B or number 2. Julie Neary saying number 3, transit systems. Yeah, these aren't among the things. I remember him mentioning transit systems as one of the things he did like about it. So I'm going for B or C or 2 or 3. Rides. Okay, a lot of you are saying rides, and you're right. A lot of you have got the number 1 right. Well done, that's very good. Okay, next. Oh, I love this story. We haven't had a chance to talk about it this week, but it's what I call space snooker. Yeah, space snooker. Okay, question 2. US Space Agency, NASA, launched a mission aimed at preventing dangerous asteroids crashing into the Earth in future. But what's the name of the asteroid it wants to deflect using an enormously long snooker cue? What's the name of the asteroid that NASA wants to knock out the way? Is it A, Dart, B, Dimorphos, or C, Didymos? God, they're great names, aren't they? Apart from Dart. I've got a feeling it might be Dart, because it's the most sort of unmagical. What do you think? Is it Dart, A, Dart, 1 Dart, B or 2, Dimorphos, or C or 3, Didymos? Oh, look, lots of you saying Didymos. Have a guess, Nikki, have a guess. C, Dart, Steph Coleman, I would have said Dart as well. A lot of you saying Didymos. Darth Vader, Nina Lukic, that's funny. I like that, I like what you did there. Dimorphos, or some of you saying B, Didymos. It's Dimorphos. Who just said that? Someone just said that. Yeah, Lucy Williams. A lot of you lost your potential there to get 7 out of 7. Oh, okay, let's move on. Question 3. Former Disney actress Olivia Rodrigo stole the headlines after being listed in the 4 main categories of the Grammy Award nominations. But who is up for the most awards? Former Disney actress Olivia Rodrigo stole the headlines after being listed in the 4 main categories of the Grammys. But who's up for the most awards? A, Adele, B, jazz musician Jon Batiste, or C, rapper Doja Cat? Adele, Jon Batiste, or Doja Cat? Who's up for the most awards? A, Adele, morning Vanessa Wild. Baptiste, says Epsington and Nenad. Karen Bennett, Adele. Jenny Scam says Jon Batiste. Adele. Doja Cat, lots of you saying Adele, Doja Cat, Adele, Goja Cat, Goji Berry, even. Adele, it has to be Adele. No, John Baptiste. Some of you got that right. Oh, there's a bit of rain going on. It emerged, so well done. So it was John Baptiste. Question 4. It emerged this week that a rule has been written to ban which of the following in the House of Commons? A new rule has been written to ban which of these in the House of Commons? Alcohol? Pff, yeah, right. Applause? Pff, or babies? It's going to be a surprise one, isn't it? What are they going to ban in the House of Commons? Alcohol, applause, or babies? 2 out of 3. Who's got 3 out of 3? Anyone got 3 out of 3? Babies, applause. Oh, yeah, 1 out of 3 for you. Michelle Main, babies. Lots of you saying babies. Applause, Raspberry Mojito Girl. Babies, applause, Kirsty Jane. Oh, yeah, I wonder if it could be applause. But the majority of you are saying baby. Politicians, that's a good answer. It's babies. It is babies. After taking her 3-month-old son along to breastfeed, and despite having done so numerous times before, Labour MP Stella Creasy was directed to a rule telling MPs you should not take your seat in the chamber when accompanied by a child. So if you've got babies, you got your point. Okay, this is a bit of an odd one. Who's got 4 out of 4? Anyone got 1 out of 4? Chelsea girl. That's not bad. That's not bad. Ellery Jones 2. Kirsty Jane 0. Not bad. Chancellor is allowed to have alcohol in the house. Faith Goodman. Hello Andrea Jenner 2. Nikki Burton. Michelle Main 2. Lots of you got 2. Lucy Williams 3. Marcia Toms 3. This is good. Okay. Question 5. Enthusiastic applause greeted the election of Sweden's first female Prime Minister. But what did Magdalena Andersson do a matter of hours later? So what did the first female Prime Minister do a couple of hours later? Broke up the governing coalition, 1. Called an election, 2. Or resigned, 3. Well, I didn't know anything about this story, but I've got my guess. What do you think? Oh, look, quit, resign. Lots of you saying resign. 1 day is 1 day too late, Tina Turner. Resign, no idea, resign. Everyone going for resign. Yes, resign she did. She resigned after her coalition partner, the Green Party, quit the government. So she became the first female Prime Minister and then immediately resigned. That's crazy. So whoever got that, I'm sure some of you are at 5, is it? No, what are we question on? Oh no, 5 out 4 out of 7. This is question 6. Question 6. Who's learnt classics or Latin? Okay, so question 6. A Roman mosaic found in a farmer's field was described as unique to the UK. It depicted scenes from an ancient literary work. But which one? Dust off your classics. The Aeneid by Virgil, the Iliad by Homer, or Inferno by Dante? Which was it? Ellen, you got 4 out of 5, complete fluke. Okay, well, I think this might be a guessing game, this one. The Aeneid by Virgil, the Iliad by Homer, or Inferno by Dante? Oh, Homer. Oh, look, some of you coming in with Homer. And it's not Homer as in the Simpsons, by the way. Iliad, C, 2B. Oh, look, yeah, quite a few of you saying Inferno or the Iliad. A couple of A's. I'd say most of you are going for Homer. And you're right. Whoever said B is correct. Wow. So we're going into the final question now. Final question. Who's got 6 out of 7? Who's got 6 out of 7? Come on, someone must have 6 out of 7. 4 out of 6, Laurel Nichols. That's not bad. No, not 6 out of 7. Yeah, how many out of 6? I can't work it out. Okay, final question. Uber Eats said it was entering the marijuana market. But how will a partnership with retailer Tokyo Smoke allow its app users in Canada to access cannabis products? So essentially, how is Uber Eats and this other company going to get cannabis to customers? A, by collection, B, delivery, or C, taxi to a designated smoking venue? Bearing in mind it's Uber Eats. Collection, delivery, or taxi? I wonder if when they hit the beep, it goes bomb. B, a lot of you saying delivery, Deliveroo, delivery. I'd have thought delivery would make sense. I mean, drug delivery is happening all over London all the time on scooters. B. Some of you saying C. I'm trying to work out taxi. Let's go taxi. No, it's collection. You're all wrong with B or C. It's collection. Customers will be able to place orders in a dedicated section of the app before picking up the produce at a nearby store. Basically, you're allowed to order drugs from your dealer, but your dealer is Uber Eats. How bloody strange is that? The drug has been legal in Canada since 2018. I just hope it's not the kind of cannabis that causes psychotic episodes or schizophrenia. Do you know what I mean? I really do. Guys, how much fun was that? What did you all get? Did anyone get 7 out of 7 by any chance? Or 6 out of 7? Katie Travers, 4 out of 7 is very good. Anyone get 5 or 6? Anyone there? I may start smoking, Russ. Brain Fog, Nikki Burton, 3 out of 7. Nicole Marcella, 5 out of 7. Epsington, 5. Ellen, 4. Brenda M, 5. Marcia Thomas, 5. That's good. That's good. Christine Bett, you got 1. Better than nothing. Kirsty Jane, same for you. Christina Olivia, 4. Bobby Ward, 4. Fiona Cromack, 3. Bit too early for a quiz, Leslie. Yeah. Liz Ritchie, 5. Well done. Okay, guys. Well, look, have a lovely, lovely Friday. Don't forget, it's Fuck Off Friday, or hashtag Fuck It Friday, or hashtag Fuck Off Everyone Friday. Enjoy it, or don't enjoy it. Have a hashtag Fuck Off Friday. But enjoy whatever part of it you can enjoy. Maybe if you fancy a zoot, give Uber Eats a call. But look, seriously, guys, something will land later. Don't know what. I think Nadia's doing a live intermittent fasting chat much later today. And Ninad, I will be checking out Hawkeye. You're not convinced? I'll be checking it out very soon. Have a lovely day, everyone.